Oh man, you know AB, ass is bouncing, Alaskan bitches. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Before I get started, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and also like the video. And Adrien Broner, he has a fight coming up against another Adrien Granados. The date was moved back. Initially, I think it was February 10th, 2017. Now the fight will take place February 18th. And it's going to take place in Broner's hometown, US Bank Arena. He fought Emmanuel Taylor there, I believe. And I like this. I think this is a dangerous fight, and I'm going to talk about that in this video. I think it's a dangerous fight for Broner. He's been on a decent layoff. Last fight, he looked good. Pause. Versus Ashley Theophane. Became the first person to stop Ashley Theophane. And at the time, it looked like there was some AB versus TMT drama. Floyd called him a snake and stuff. But they're beyond that. They're past that chapter. We've seen AB and Floyd hanging out recently after the alleged suicide or cryptic notes he was leaving. So that beef has been squashed. Broner did at a point also call out Floyd Mayweather, but they've since squashed the beef. But at the time, it was kind of like AB versus TMT. I don't know if it was just to hype up the fight. And he became the first to stop Ashley Theophane. And he did over $1 million on Spike TV with Ashley Theophane. So Broner definitely has star power, because anytime you see these guys like Canelo fighting Liam Smith or Broner fighting Ashley Theophane, not taking anything away from his opponents, but they're not widely known. They're not the biggest fights in the division or the fights that people were clamoring for and checking for. So if they could do $1 million plus on regular TV or pay-per-view, that's usually a good thing, because again, you look at Ashley Theophane, he just fought at, I think, at Sam's Town Casino, and I don't even think any networks picked up that card. It was a Mayweather Promotions card, like a smaller card, but you put him in there with Broner, now it's on PBC Spike. So Broner definitely has star power, and again, a bit of a layoff. He hasn't fought since that. I believe that was April of this year, April, and he's not fighting again until February, so almost a year off. In addition, he had served a jail sentence. He was charged for assaulting a guy at a bowling alley over a bowling bet and allegedly strong-armed him and beat his ass and knocked his tooth out. The charges were later dropped, but the judge didn't like his conduct, Broner showing up late to court, things of that sort, so they held him in contempt and threw him in the slammer. I just got out of the slammer, whoop! And they threw him in the slammer for 30 days, I believe. So almost a year layoff. You was in the bank for 30 days. You might have picked up some weight, things like that. So going in, a hometown fight. I tell people this all the time. You guys take it for what it's worth. Fighting at home, people are like, oh, Andre Ward, he always fights in Oakland. He's always fighting in. It's not necessarily an easy thing. I've seen people get stretched in their hometown. You look at Sergey Kovalev. Every single time that I recall, major fights or whatnot, that Kovalev has fought in Russia, it's not his best performances. He goes to other people's backyard, like Nathan Cleverly or Jean Pascal twice. He goes to Canada and different areas, and he beats the shit out of people and wins via stoppage in emphatic fashion, right? Pascal, most people would probably have him higher ranked than Isaac Chilemba, yet he fights Isaac Chilemba in Russia and doesn't produce his best performance. He gets one knockdown, but most people were concerned with Kovalev's performance. So fighting at home is not necessarily always just a plus and a positive. It can be, you know what I mean? Like your crowd, hometown crowd could like weather you through the storm. If you face adversity, they're going to be chanting like Broner, Broner. If you win, you know what I mean? But it could also be a distraction. So it's a twofold type of deal. It's a double-edged sword. It doesn't necessarily always mandatorily have to be a good thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes people, especially like Broner, I'm just being real with you guys. I like AB, but especially guys like him who have had distractions in the past. You know what I mean? There's been times where it looks like he's concerned with the rap tour or gaining weight, and it looks like he's probably partying too much and not fully focused in camp and doing what he's supposed to be doing. Sometimes that fighting at home can be bad for situations like this. So I'm really checking for this fight, not just for these like outside reasons, but because I think the fight, and I'm going to talk about that too, it's an intriguing fight. You know what I mean? Because Broner has had issue with this type of style that Adrien Granados presents. Broner should open up as a favorite. It's a hometown fighter. He's the bigger fighter, things like that. But it is interesting to me. And like I said, Broner at times has had legal trouble, bitches saying he released sex tapes and all types of distractions outside, you know what I mean, pending like legal jail stints and stuff like that. So fighting at home is not always a good thing. Sometimes he's even had to go to like DC to train just so he could get away from the maddening crowd. Like, you know, he's from Cincinnati and he's fighting in Cincinnati, so he probably knows all his homies, all his friends, classmates, people he used to know, drug dealer, whoever, you know what I'm saying? Whoever he messes with is probably out there. So sometimes just being close to that environment, you could lose sight of the finish line. But as far as the fight, stylistically, Broner has struggled with tough, hard-nosed, like grungy, rugged guys that put on a lot of pressure. Broner, sometimes he could be the come forward fighter. He can also like kind of fight off the back foot, I believe, but he's flat-footed. And Broner likes to dictate. And certain guys who put a certain amount of volume together with their punches and or pressure, even guys like Paulie Malignaggi doesn't have the most cracks at welterweight, but Broner jumped up 2 weight divisions, which is already, you know what I mean, you're jumping up a lot of weight. And even though Paulie Malignaggi is not the biggest puncher, he has boxing IQ and experience, and he had been in there with Ricky Hattons and the Cottos, whether he won or lost. He had been in there with guys like that. So when he fought Broner, he didn't fight Broner scared, and he put together a lot of punches, and I thought he was clearly winning like those first rounds, like the first half of the fight. I don't remember every single round, but I definitely think at least the first 3 he clearly won, and Broner had to work himself into the fight. And then I do think in the end I gave the fight to Broner, but it was a close fight, and it was Broner kind of turned it up and started putting something together. His punches seemed more like impactful, but the volume and the bring it to Broner and like get in his chest kind of mentality served Paulie Malignaggi well. And some people even had Paulie Malignaggi winning that fight. But definitely his next fight after that against Marcos Maidana, awkward as hell, unorthodox pressure fighter, big puncher, definitely gave him problems, knocked him down twice, first ever career loss. I mean, there's not much else I need to break down. If you watch the fight, then you'll know it gave him problems. But his other professional loss, Shawn Porter, kind of same deal. Shawn Porter's very athletic, very rugged, tries to stay on top of you, and he's gonna give you that pressure. And it wasn't until the 12th round that Broner had a little bit of success, and he had like a knockdown where he caught Shawn Porter slipping. That was a beautiful check hook. It was like a check left hook, I think, and Broner just ah, man, you know, AB, and then he just came out, but it was a little bit late, too little too late, and he wasn't able to stop Shawn Porter or anything like that. But who knows, had that happened sooner, maybe it would have been more intriguing. But Broner, it wasn't the best performance from him, because for 11 rounds you didn't do none of that. So Broner, to me, has struggled. Even Ponce de Leon, that's another one, controversial win. Some people thought he lost that fight. I gotta watch it again. I think I gave it to Ponce de Leon. I thought he should have got it, but I have to watch it again. It's been probably years at this point since I've seen that. But that's another guy, same kind of demeanor. Broner was younger, coming up, flashy, and then you got a guy like Daniel Ponce de Leon, who's kind of like this Aztec warrior who just, you know what I'm saying, he don't care. He got a ponytail, like, you know what I'm saying, he ain't coming, he don't care about that flashy stuff and rapping and dancing and stuff like that. And he has a good punch at that division at the time. So that was another tough fight for Broner. Now he's stepping in against Adrien Granados. And I'm doing a Boxing Ego first look tell of the tape, so check for that. And I was just kind of like gathering some of the data and stuff, because there's a bunch. So just stay tuned to the channel. But there's a bunch of new ones that I'm going to drop. And on the Broner one, I was looking at it. Broner's listed at 5'6". Adrien Granados is about 5'9", and Broner's reach I think was like 69 inches, and Adrien Granados has a 74-inch reach. Mayweather has a 72-inch reach at welterweight, and Granados has fought at welterweight before, right? So Granados is one of those Emmanuel Augustus type of fighters where you can overlook him, you can look at his resume and be like, who is this guy? Broner will beat his ass, or whoever will beat him. But that's not what happened with Amir Imam. And I'm not saying Broner's like that, because I think Broner has way more experience than Amir Imam had at the pro level. It's just, it's more intriguing than some people would probably look. Again, some people in boxing don't know shit about boxing, and it's kind of like black or white to them. They don't look at the fine print and the details and stuff like that. They just know Broner, and they never heard of Granados. So therefore, Broner is going to win easy work. But even in his hometown fight with Emmanuel Taylor, I thought that was a cagey, scrappy fight. I thought Broner won it, and he put an exclamation point, knocking Emmanuel Taylor down in that 12th round. And that was a crazy knock. I see Broner, when he lets his hands go, he's a problem, like his nickname. But it was still a competitive, highly competitive fight. So I definitely think the Granados fight can be competitive. If Broner does another DeMarco performance, I'd be really impressed if he did that with Adrien Granados, because Granados, I don't believe he's ever been stopped, and he's been in there with some Leonardo Tyner, Kermit Cintron. He stopped Amir Imam, weathered the storm where he got knocked down and they end up stopping the dude. So I think he's game, I think he's tough, and I don't think he's coming to lose. So definitely a dangerous fight to me, based on the stylistic matchup, the vital stats, and you know what I mean, even the hometown aspect, those distractions. Broner is not the person who's good at balancing, I would say, distractions. Like, one minute he's like, oh, life is great, I love my family, and then the next day he might be like, post a picture of a Glock by the steering wheel or some shit, like, I'm about to end it, I'm coming home, y'all. Oh man, you know, AB. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is he talking about? So let me know what you guys think. Drop it in the comment section. Is this easy work for Adrien Broner? Are you giving Adrien Granados a shot? It will happen in Broner's hometown of Cincinnati. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.